In a criminal justice-based system, food-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In Columbia, Missouri, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Student Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Any sauce with that? Oh, no, thank you. Was that going to be for here or to go? For here, please. This doesn't look like you.
What's the deal here?
This isn't her.
It's not her.
This isn't her.
That is clearly not you.
I do it all the time.
You do it all the time.
Yeah.
If you do it all the time, then you're under arrest.
I don't know what the big deal is.
You have the right to remain silent. Everything that you do or say can be held against you in a
What's
court
the
of
big
law.
deal here?
You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. You're going to the big house again. This way.
So, why did you arrest this student?
When she was trying to swipe into Mort's dining hall with someone else's ID. It just seemed like a run-of-the-mill theft, honestly.
Are you sure? Make sure you hear her out. This doesn't seem like an ordinary theft.
Look, Joe, I say this all the time, man, alright? Same shit, different day. Promise.
Alright, just make sure you hear her out. She doesn't seem like very much of a threat, and honestly looked more upset about not being able to eat than she was about getting detained.
Alright, well, tell you what. I'll call her in right now. I'll question her. I'll get back to you on everything. We'll figure it out.
Sounds good.
Alright. Summer, I'd like you to come with me. We're just gonna ask you some questions, that's all. So, Summer, what could possibly be your motive for swiping into a dining hall with an ID card that isn't even yours?
Because I needed to. I didn't have a choice. My friend Ava was just helping me out.
You know, it's funny you say that. I didn't see a friend there at all.
After she handed me her card, she disappeared, and I got in line and ordered my food. I'm food insecure. What else do you want me to do?
Food insecure? There's 28 dining halls scattered around campus, and you're trying to tell me that you can't find a place to eat legally and all of that?
Yeah, I bought the meal plan with 6 meals a week, but I ran out, and I don't have the money to put more on there.
I mean, we have student charging. You could just sign up for a bigger meal plan or something like that. You know, loans, they exist for a reason. Don't take someone else's ID. It's the law.
Look, I told you what was going on. Ask Ava if you want more information. She'll tell you everything.
Well, that's not really what I expected at all.
What do you mean?
She claims that her friend gave her the ID. She can't afford food, and it was all a giant consensual operation. No illegal activity whatsoever.
Alright, well, I'll talk to Ava Curry and get to her side and see if their stories match up.
Sure, let's see if they match.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Ava. My name's Detective Bianchi. I was wondering if you had time for a couple questions.
Oh, yeah.
Be right this way. You know, on paper, this is identity theft. I understand you and Summer are friends, but there are some serious consequences for this. Does this happen often?
I mean, yeah, I pay for quite of my friends' meals on campus because they can't afford to eat and I have extra swipes.
When you say you pay for quite a few of them, who else?
Well, I know my friend Taylor has been getting food packs from the Gaines Olden Black Culture Center, but those really aren't that nutritious.
It's hard to argue with that. Aside from Taylor and Summer, is there anybody else who uses your meal plan besides you?
There's one more, My friend Mike is a student here on financial aid and work study, and even with all those benefits, he still can't afford a meal plan.
All right, thank you for answering these questions. So it appears their stories match up a lot more than we originally thought.
I think you're right, Detective Bianchi. I think this has more to do with food insecurity than it does with any case of identity theft or anything like that.
I think we should call Agent Rodriguez and gain some insight about food insecurity.
Sure.
Call her.
Hey, what can I help you with, detectives?
We have 2 detained for identity theft at the moment. Something's telling us that they may not be criminals, but rather victims of their surroundings.
Let me see what I can find. Okay. Well, it turns out that food insecurity is the lack of consistent access to enough food for an active, healthy life, as said by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. On college campuses, an average of 45% of students have been food insecure within the last 30 days and don't know where their next meal will come from.
But how could anyone be food secure when there's 28 dining locations scattered around campus?
It's not just about locations. The cheapest meal plan is $1,650, and that only allows for 6 meals a week. Breaking news, this just in. Students seeking higher education in universities across the nation are falling into food insecurity. 48% of public university students face food insecurity in their day-to-day lives, and 50% of community college students face food insecurity. Specifically, students at the University of Missouri-Columbia are struggling and don't know what to do to remedy the situation.
I am a full-time student. I have 2 jobs, and all my money that I receive goes to my tuition.
This is not just a local problem. Cassandra Montez, who was a senior at Lehman College in New York, is living in a homeless shelter, working 2 part-time jobs, and only has $15 for food every week. It's become a choice between tuition or dinner.
Just take a seat next to Paola.
Hey,
My other detective will be in a minute.
Detective Bianchi?
How's it going?
So, Summer, I'm so sorry that you're going through this right now. No charges are being pressed, but clearly there's a bigger issue at hand.
Yeah, it's insane how many students, me including, cannot afford meal plans. The average cost of someone on food stamps for a day was $6.37. Even though healthy groceries are not accessible, freshly grown produce is more expensive than a bag of hot Cheetos. People who are food insecure and that are on food stamps have to get healthy foods because getting healthy foods isn't accessible.
But thankfully, there are local resources that are taking a stance on this epidemic. Located in Columbia, Missouri, we have the Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri, which helps dozens of counties in the state. Close to campus at Mizzou, we also have Tiger Pantry, which is a student-run pantry available for students and faculty in need of food.
I also heard that you can donate swipes to Tiger Pantry and even give canned goods to pay for a parking ticket that you may have received on campus.
Yes, those are programs implemented, but we also need to remember that this is a bigger issue and cannot be solved with just these programs.
Yeah, rather than implementing small programs, the dining service as a whole needs to be changed in order to make healthy food accessible and affordable to all students regardless of their final situation.